What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about boxing gloves and Muay Thai gloves, or striking gloves in general. Now, I've run gyms for a long time. I used to manage a gym, the American Top Team here in Colorado, until I moved on and opened my own location. And I've had my spot for 8 years, going on 8 years now. During all that time, I did work with other vendors to supply fight gear to my students, clients, and fighters. So I've always had a pro shop in all those locations. That said, you have to work with vendors to get the gear you want. You set up a wholesale account with these vendors, obviously after you provide the information necessary, tax IDs and all that stuff. They sell to you wholesale, and then you turn around and sell the products at retail. Hopefully you get a decent amount of profit. Now, over the years, I will say, anyone who owns a gym and has done that knows the profit margin is very, very slim, it's very low. So basically, you're just providing the gear so your students can get it from you and they have it and it's just faster. A lot of gyms nowadays don't do that. They just have the students go get their gear online or wherever they want. They just don't want to deal with the headache of having to run a pro shop or doing any retail. Because again, you know, with what these wholesalers are charging, your profit margin is barely 20%. Unless you like seriously overcharge what they're selling it for, and it just becomes unreasonable. With that said, some of the vendors that I've had a good relationship and that I work with are Rev Gear and Combat Corner, Ring to Cage, Hayabusa, Century. These are all great vendors, and I have worked with them for well over 8 years. But trying to keep stuff stocked up, paying their wholesale prices and all that stuff, it always was in the back of my mind, what if I just made my own gear? Now, on that note, I don't know a lot of gyms that do that either, mainly because, again, they don't even want to deal with the retail side of things. So I've learned that people do like to buy things right on the spot, despite having a myriad of options online. So my answer to that was to carry a lot of different brands, a lot of different types of gloves with varying price ranges, you know, cheaper gloves that were like vinyl, to moderate price stuff, to the more expensive leather and name brand stuff. What I didn't like was trying to move gloves for like $120. I had to tell myself, I always look at products like, what would I be willing to pay for that product? Like when I look at that, what did I view as a fair price? So recently, like anything else, my wholesalers were upping their prices. It is what it is. It's kind of across the market. So then I wasn't willing to up the price myself because I felt like the gear and what I had to sell it to make a profit was already too high. And I know that people would understand because everything's going up, but I just didn't feel like spiking the prices myself. So it just ate into the minimal profit I was already making. So all that pushed me towards kind of custom branding, custom equipment and clothing. Now, as far as custom clothing, I was already having a lot of that done for years. We've been having shirts and rash guards and stuff like that. Tie shorts, and when I was working through some of these vendors, and what I found out was, they would get it made at a factory overseas, then they would receive it, and they would upcharge me the wholesale price, and then I'd have to turn around and charge even more for it. I had a friend who opened a CrossFit fitness equipment online store, and he started working with companies overseas. And once he started talking to me, I was like, well, maybe I should look at maybe working with a manufacturer directly and eliminate company that was basically charging me a wholesale price, which was double what they were paying to get it manufactured. If I was going to get gloves and shin guards and stuff made, what kind of equipment did I want? In the spirit of making these gloves, I've not only carried a bunch of brands, but I've tested a bunch of brands. I've done videos on stuff that's available on Amazon and whatnot, and those are pretty popular. So again, I just decided to go down the route of manufacturing my own fight gear. So of course, when you do something like that, you want to take pieces of what you love about certain gear, put it into your product. But then I also wanted to take into account that I needed to keep these things affordable. That was kind of the whole point. I didn't like the prices I was being charged and the prices I would have to charge to my customers. So there's two types of gloves that I would carry. There's a boxing glove and a Muay Thai glove. Of course, different styles and cuts and brands and colors. But that's the basics is a boxing glove and a Muay Thai glove. So over the years, like this is my bin of just gloves that I still have. And if you get the right gloves, the right quality, leather, you're gonna pay like a little bit for these things, like a decent price, like well over $100, at least $80 to $120 for some of these gloves, but they last. Case in point, some of these Thai gloves I've had these for 10 years. Fairtex is another like trusted brand, you know what I mean? That, again, this is gonna run you 120, but I've had these for 10 years, almost 10 years. So that kind of stuff lasts. But man, that was back, I paid 120 for these like in 2013. So let's start with a boxing glove, okay? These are probably my favorite boxing gloves. These are Venom. These were about $100. All the padding is where I want it. They've lasted. They're solid. They're leather. But I did a video, which is a pretty popular video. Maybe I'll put a card up here about wrist pain. So through hooks and whatnot, and I came to learn that kind of wrist pain happens a lot. People who train boxing. So I was doing a lot of things to combat that, and I did a video on a wrist strap that I wear to protect it. But I had a lot of guys coming in with those Hayabusa gloves with the 3-way strap. And I learned that really straps in and keeps the wrist solid for boxing or heavy punches. That really protects the wrist. So when designing a glove, I had tested a glove, I can't remember, but it was an Amazon product, and it had kind of the same stitching design, which I think is kind of cool from the Hayabusa looking gloves. So I like the design, but primarily what I wanted was, I want a standard boxing glove with all the padding, concentrated in the knuckles like any boxing glove. The padding back here, I just like the stitching design. And then I wanted this. I wanted the wrist protection. So I had this put on the glove, okay? And so it's like a nice suede interior. It's leather on the outside. I've got a finger grip here that I had them put in there. Strap it on. Nice. 1 strap, 2 strap, and it is solid. Now to test this, when I had the sample made, I did not order my gloves until I was able to train with them for several weeks, almost a month. And I put the samples through the ringer. And these are a game changer. I actually had a few students who deal with that same wrist pain, like it goes away and then you're sparring or hitting pads or a bag and then suddenly you hit the wrong way and it just tweaks and you're like, there it is again. There's that pain. And one of my students specifically, she's constantly dealing with that, where she had to look into surgery and whatnot. And once she got a pair of these, she had one word for me: game changer. Maybe that's 2 words. Anyway, these are very popular because of the way that I had them designed. So I really like this design. Now, full yellow glove, our colors are black and yellow. So I like our colors, man. I like vibrant colors. We have this yellow one with the black palm, and then we have a black one with a yellow palm. Now, these were so popular when we got them that I actually sold out of all of the black ones. And I almost sold out of yellow, but I just had another shipment come in. So those actually flew off our shelves. So now let's talk about Muay Thai gloves. We are primarily Muay Thai spot. That's kind of my specialty. So let's talk about Muay Thai gloves. Like, if you do Muay Thai, you know this glove. This glove is massive, man. I mean, they always are, It's almost like comical. It's like an exaggeration. Twins, Fairtex, they're always really big. And again, that's because of all the impact taken from kicks on the pad. That's why Muay Thai gloves are padded up here and back here, and then the cuff is really solid, but it's also a bit loose. It's not as tight as a boxing glove would be because you want mobility in your wrists for clinches. So Muay Thai gloves look like this. Now, Combat Corner started making a Muay Thai glove that they were selling for 100, I think almost 120, but I think base was 100. That was smaller, and I was shocked. So here's my Fairtex glove, right? And to a point, I didn't like how big it was. And then there's something about these gloves. I don't know if it's this slope here, but it always rubbed my knuckles. I talked to other people, and they mentioned that that's kind of an issue that they don't like either. Besides the point. So these are 16s. These are what I require for my students, and this is what I like to train with, 16s. If you're generating a lot of power or you want to hit hard, you got to have 16s, okay? But I just didn't like how big they were. So I started training with 12s just to get it a little smaller. You see that? And when it came to bag work and whatnot, I loved training with these 12s. This was like the size I wanted, okay? So this was like the perfect size. And the gloves I saw from Combat Corner were smaller. They kind of looked like these, but in this weight. So I was like, well, I guess that can be done. So I told my manufacturer that I wanted the Thai gloves like that, okay? So that's what I had made. So here's our Thai glove, right? Again, taking the elements I really like. So I have extra padding here, strong cuff. I put a finger tab in here, all leather. Now, to show you how small this is, these Thai gloves, look, I don't even have to unstrap this. I could just slide my hand in pretty much, okay? Now, unstrap, my hand slides right in. I have pretty big hands. I'm 6'4", 235 pounds. I do not have tiny hands. But these, to show you how like smaller these are, like it's a bit to squeeze my hand past the wrist part, but once it's in, all the padding is solid. My hand fits perfectly in here. I mean, perfectly. And it's a solid glove. It's a Muay Thai glove. And it's exactly how I want it. I have no rubbing in the padding. The padding is very nice. It's just straight up Muay Thai stitching job. There's nothing fancy about that. So, but it's just made smaller. But it is 16 ounces. So you've got your traditional 16-ounce Muay Thai glove here, and then you've got mine. You could see the size difference. So the moment my students saw the gloves I had made when I was testing out the samples, they fell in love with a smaller size glove. It's funny, a few of my students were wearing these gloves at a smoker recently here in Colorado, and people were yelling from the ring, claiming that, accusing them of using smaller gloves. That, oh, those aren't 16s. And we had to like open the glove to the commissioner and show them that these were 16-ounce gloves. So the designs that I had made were a yellow, all yellow, much like the Hayabusa style boxing glove. And then I had, this is my most popular, and we actually fully sold out of this in the first week. I didn't know how popular this mismatch thing was gonna be, but my manufacturer sent me this design. We kind of talked about it, and this is very popular, and this has sold out. It sold out once, and then we just got a new shipment, and we're almost sold out of that second shipment. Now, another design that we have is we have the matching. So we have two of this version, the geometric shape. This is a popular one. And then we have another geometric that has a yellow cuff instead of a black one. So in the end, in an effort to protect my business, considering the times that we are in, guys, there's nothing wrong with using vendors, not at all. But I decided to take some savings and really just invest in my own fight gear, having it directly manufactured and eliminating the middleman. I still use those vendors for odds and ends, absolutely. There's so many things you need to carry in a pro shop if you choose to go that route when you own a gym, that you gotta kind of pluck things from all over the place. Now, I'll probably do another video, but I did have shin guards made as well, because that's a big thing. You know, we require our students have to have gloves and shin guards. So I wanted to basically have all my own products. With that said, let me come to the point of this video. Aside from just sharing the fact that I decided to have my own fight gear manufactured and kind of showcase it a little bit, show you what I have. This stuff is not available online. I made this stuff to sell out of my gym, so it's gonna be exclusively available here. But here's what I'm offering to anyone that's watching this video. Obviously, in tandem with running a business, I'm also running this YouTube channel, and we're doing pretty good, but obviously I would love to do better. So I'm running a giveaway right now. I'm gonna give away a pair of these gloves to a subscriber. So to drive my subscriber count and grow my channel, I would like to run this up to 12,000 subscribers. So how this is gonna work is, please like the video, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow my Instagram, DM me to let me know you watched the video so I can validate that you have a legitimate Instagram account, then leave a comment on the video. Now, when we hit 12,000 subscribers, we will put all the subscribers in a random generator that plucks out a winner. When we find that winner, we will go to your YouTube channel. And let me be clear, if your YouTube channel does not have a valid email attached, we move on. I need to validate your Instagram and that you have reached out and left a comment. We're doing all of this because we ran a contest for a cross rope, and we had a winner, and when we announced the winner, somebody created a fake account and fooled us into shipping them the prize. Then the person who really had the account, who had the initial account that won, notified us that that wasn't them. First of all, that's a lot to go through to win a prize, but they did it. So my wife is actually against doing any giveaways anymore, but you know, I figured what the hell, we'll try it again. So again, you need to have a valid YouTube that has an email contact information on it. You need to have a valid Instagram, and you need to have DM'd me and left me a comment on these videos. And we're gonna check all 4 of those things when we generate the winner. And then we're gonna reach out to you on Instagram and via email to verify that it's you. Once that's done, we have a winner. We're gonna send whatever we have in stock. Now, as I'm replenishing my supplies, I'm selling out simultaneously, so I'm trying to keep stock on hand as much as possible. I have 6 designs, but right now I'm down to 4 of those designs. So anyway, all I need to know is if you want the boxing glove or the Muay Thai glove. Then I will send you which designs we still have, and you can pick from that which gloves you want. All gloves come with a nice little tote bag, so that's a little extra that we throw in there. And then boom, you got a free pair of gloves that we'll ship to you. The retail value right now is $80. When I designed these gloves, again, I told you, I didn't want to make cheap gloves. That's why I had leather gloves, made high quality leather gloves, but I didn't put so much like bells and whistles and stuff to where it ended up costing me so much more that I would have to charge $100 or more for gloves. So I thought making a glove that could retail at $80 was the perfect medium. It's a high quality glove that's not $100, $120, God, if we're talking high, it was even $150. But it's not a cheap vinyl glove that you're gonna get for $20 or $40. So I wish you luck. I hope a lot of people join this contest for the giveaway. And if it goes well, then we'll make it a regular thing and we'll run another one. So remember guys, the goal here is I'm gonna announce the winner once we hit 12,000 subscribers. So I'll end the video with this. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to check out more of the content. We got a lot of great things going on. If you've been subscribed, I appreciate your support, and I hope you're continuing to enjoy the content. I wish you luck on the giveaway, and I will see you all in the next video.